Hey, how you going? So today I'm going to start with what are essential oils. So essential oils are basically from a plant that already exists, which seems a little odd, but when you get to know plant chemistry, it's basically, you know, the leaves, the stem, or the roots, heated or squeezed to a point where an oil comes out. And the extract that comes from that is 50 to 70 times more powerful than it would be, you know, otherwise. So peppermint tea, for example, one that most people know of, is 28 times less effective than the essential oil. So 1 drop of the essential oil is actually equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint herbal tea, which is kind of insane. You know, if you think about trying to alleviate a nausea type stomach, or you know, you're trying to energize, you know, you don't really want to be having that many cups of tea. But it also works on the fact that you get the oil from a living organism. And when you get an essential oil from a living organism, you are taking out that plant's vitality, its living energy, and you are consuming it, whether, you know, you ingest it or you put it, you know, your wrists on behind your ears, your neck, your spine, you know, you ingest these things through your skin, or whether you simply smell, like I've got my diffuser back there amongst all my vegetables. You know, you can smell these things. They go through to your limbic system and you ingest them that way. But when you ingest them, you're actually ingesting the plant's vitality. And that has a huge effect on the body and the emotions, as you can imagine, because, you know, you're consuming something that wants to be alive, that is thriving, versus, you know, a medication or a packet of chips, or, you know, something that's been processed or made in the lab. It's not natural, and it's not truly a compound that we want to be consuming in our bodies. So obviously they're highly concentrated, so you only need a tiniest little bit to go such a long way, which therefore, even though the cost may seem high at first, they actually are completely worth it, based on the fact that they are highly concentrated. But doTERRA specifically, they are certified therapeutic grade, certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which basically means they're tested by a third party to ensure that they are of top quality and of top therapeutic quality. Any oils that doTERRA does not see as therapeutic grade is literally not sold. And that can be an issue. You know, sometimes you might have to wait a little bit longer for an oil, but you know that when you are getting that oil, that it is truly going to be of benefit to you, particularly if you're working with, you know, trying to ward off infection or aiding immunity, or you know, helping your emotions if you're struggling with something. You don't want to be using an oil that's synthetic or not pure or just not 100% therapeutic grade, because it's not going to give you any of those benefits that you would actually want from an essential oil. So what gives the oils their power is the chemical compounds, which are quite complicated. I've had training in chemistry, and let me tell you, most people, even who are in training to be qualified in chemistry, don't ever fully understand the whole that is to be known of chemistry. But basically it's the chemistry and the structure of the atoms that gives the essential oils their benefits, in the same way that phytochemicals and phytonutrients from plants, being fruits and vegetables, give to our body, and antioxidants as well. So that's all very, you know, scientific, but important to know, because especially if you're not getting a 100% therapeutic grade essential oil, you're not getting any of it. You're literally just smelling something nice, but that is all that it is. But a pure essential oil really scientifically has those benefits, as opposed to a non therapeutic grade essential oil, which really doesn't. It's usually with fillers, because there's no regulation in the whole of Australia and most of the world. There isn't regulation in this sort of things. So, you know, it's to be of note, really. But thirdly is why we use essential oils, because it's all well and good to hear how amazing they are, but why would you just use them over, you know, a medication, a supplement, a cleaning product, you know, or anything else? But essentially why you would use an essential oil over anything else is because it's 100% natural. You know, in my house, you may or may not be able to see up there, I have a dishwashing liquid, and I have a floor cleaning liquid, and that's mostly because my daughter eats Weet-Bix and it gets caked on everything. It's really difficult otherwise. But every other kind of cleaning I do in my house, including my toilet back there, I don't use bleach, nothing like that. I don't use, you know, get rid of mold or anything. I use essential oils with vinegar, because it's natural. It's not going to have those harmful benefits like all those other things that you would buy in Coles or Woolworths, which, you know, has its own benefits. And then also, sorry, getting way ahead of myself here, aren't I? So yeah, there's the 3 different kinds of essential oils and the grades. You have synthetic, which is the essential oil that smells true but isn't at all. It's made in a lab, or maybe has only 1% of the oil in it, which is all that's legally made to have in it if it's sold in Australia and says pure essential oil. The second is food grade, which you can consume, which a large range of doTERRA's oils actually are, but not all, but that specifically depends on each individual oil, because obviously you can't consume every kind of plant. And the third is therapeutic, which, as I mentioned before, is doTERRA. You won't find a doTERRA product that isn't therapeutic. So that's quite important to remember. So starting on the essential oils themselves. So I mentioned peppermint earlier. I use this mostly in study time when I'm going to be in class. I will literally just open up the lid. Oh, it smells good. Take a smell, and it is invigorating to the mind. It helps with cognitive function, and it's great for clearing the respiratory airways. So if you have any kind of cough or cold, bronchitis, anything like that, it's really refreshing. So diffusing this is amazing, but then obviously also, you know, your toothpaste and mouthwash are traditionally, you know, you buy from a regular grocery store, you can replace with peppermint and water mix. Because of that menthol in it, it works so effectively, it's amazing. Secondly is Summer's favorite oil. She is all about this oil, and in fact, if I have all of my oils laying out, she instinctively reaches for this one every single time. It's insane. But this one is the most mild of oils, and it's sourced from France, which is actually its place of indigenous growth, which means, again, it has its highest therapeutic value. You will see a lot of lavender around the place, but you know, in your local chemist or grocery store, basically anywhere. But again, if it's not of its highest therapeutic value, then why bother buying it in the first place? It's not really going to have any benefit other than smelling nice. But this one, I rub this on mine and Summer's feet when we go to bed, and you can use it every day. It's not a problem at all. I also love to diffuse this one because it smells so nice, but it also blends well and just so well with most essential oils in general. But it's so mild that you can put it directly on the skin without diluting it, and it's great for rashes and irritations, dry skin, blemishes, anything where the skin isn't where you want it to be, or calming of any kind, of the skin, of the mind, of the spirit. It's an amazing oil, and if you're truly never have tried an essential oil before, I recommend this one, because this one is a life changer, 100%. So next I have lemon. This is actually also in the intro kit, as is the lavender and peppermint. For $36, you can get all three. So lemon, it is obviously citrus oil, but unlike lemon juice, which is made from the inner part of the lemon, you're actually using the rind to make the essential oil, which means that even if you are eating lemon every single day, like, you know, some people do, not everyone, but you're still not going to be consuming all of the benefits that come from the lemon, because it's a different part of the lemon. So lemon is amazing for cleaning. So if you want to try and get rid of all your chemical cleaners, this is one to start with. But then it's also known as the oil of focus. So if you want to be getting rid of, you know, all the study aids that you use that are all not so helpful. This one, you know, I will, you know, sometimes I mix it with peppermint, sometimes I use it alone. I often rub it on the bottoms of my feet. I diffuse it. I wear it as a perfume with bergamot, which is another essential oil that is citrus. It's amazing. And I wear it as a perfume. There's so many ways you can use lemon. It's just crazy. You can use lemon almost more ways than you can use lavender. It just depends how many ways you're willing to use it, really. But I definitely recommend that one for people who are wanting those uplifting and immunity type of benefits from essential oils. So where are we? Tea tree. Tea tree is an amazing oil. Most of us in Australia have heard of this one. Most people overseas, not so much, but that's because it originates here, which is why doTERRA actually source it from here, because in Australia is where it has its highest therapeutic value, again, because this is its indigenous growth. So it's really good for the scalp and for the hair. So adding this into, you know, your shampoo, your conditioner, a scalp rinse, I quite often use this along with rosemary, and I will put a couple of drops of each, rub it in my hair, and then leave it overnight. In the morning, I will wash it out, and it stops my hair falling out, and it increases the moisture in my scalp, which in turn helps stop the dandruff and all those other possible lovely scalp and hair issues that you can have. But this is also really great to help with any negative energies or beings that are trying to burst your bubbles. So it's quite often known as an oil that will help with nits, because nits are a being that are trying to get all up in your space and disrupt you in a negative way. And it actually works energetically for people as well. There's people around you that you don't want up in your negative space. Put on some tea tree. If you don't like the smell, pop it on the bottoms of your feet. Put on some socks and shoes. You won't even know that you're wearing it, but my goodness, does it help? It's also really good for blemishes. Like, I have quite a few blemishes at the moment. And some of you guys that are watching have known me for quite a few years. You'll know I had full-blown acne across my whole face. And I have to tell you, using tea tree and frankincense every single day is what has made the biggest difference. And now this is literally the only pimples I have on my face. So, you know, teenagers and, you know, early to mid 20s, or anyone older or younger that's having issues with blemishes or skin issues, or oily skin, full stop, this is an amazing oil. And insect repellent, again, just to go slightly off topic there. I just sort of get so on track sometimes that I forget there's other interests of each of these oils. So next I have oregano, which most of us have heard of before. In our bolognese or lasagna, it's an amazing tasting oil and an amazing smelling oil. It is one of the more, actually I think it's one of the most potent, as in, you know, you'll smell this oil or taste this oil and it's like, wow, that is strong. You know, whereas it actually has the same amount of potency as the other oils, but this one just seems so full on. So it's sourced from Turkey, and it is amazing for immune support. And actually, the reason that decided, you know what, I'm going to sign up for doTERRA was because a woman, Laura, she said to me, use On Guard and oregano together. And I was like, oh my goodness, I hadn't even thought of it. And I just suddenly went, oh my goodness, there's a whole realm to know that I had no idea about. And it's quite a funny story once you know about why I started with any of my alternative medicines. But yeah, so this one's great with immune support. You use it on the bottoms of your feet is really good because it is so strong. It has a really hot reaction on the skin, but you just use an oil of any kind. Fractionated coconut oil is best, but you can use any kind of oil like almond or regular coconut, jojoba, and it will help take that burning away. But trying out the oil is so worth it, as opposed to being scared of that burning feeling, which I definitely was. You know, I had this oil for a month before I used it. So, you know, I've been there, I've done that, but you really do have to try this one. But it also in general supports health. And so that's why I like to add it to my food instead of using dried oregano or getting some herbs from my mum's garden at the end of each dish that I make, whether it's a ratatouille or, you know, my lentil bolognese or anything like that. I will add one drop, just one, that is all you need. That seems like nothing, but really, that's all you need. So you put this in there and oh my goodness, it flavors the whole thing. It's safe for summer. She's turning 2 next month. So you can imagine it's a, you know, it's a potent oil, but it's safe, and those benefits that you're getting out of them, your children, the friends or family that you share it with are all going to benefit from it too, especially if you're diffusing it, because it will give those benefits to your whole household, to anyone that walks into your house. And quite often I have people come into my house going, oh my goodness, it smells so nice. And I go, it's the essential oils. So what do we have next? I think I might talk about frankincense now, because it is a pricier oil. When I first came across it, I was like, there is no way that I will ever have enough money to consider buying it. Not because I didn't have it, but purely because it seemed so expensive. But I literally wear this every single day, quite often with bergamot, which if you follow any of my social medias, you'll know I post about these guys a lot, and it's because I wear them a lot. But frankincense is historically known essential oil. It's actually made out of resin from frankincense. Oh my goodness. A tree, but the resin is called frankincense. So there's so much to know about frankincense. I couldn't even begin to sort of mention it all. So if you want to know more about this oil in particular, go to www.pubmed.com. That is PUBmed.gov, and you'll find so much to do with this. But basically, it's amazing for the blood. It helps detoxify and nourish. It's also amazing for anyone with anxiety or depression. And even though I've been using it for those two things, 3 months, I actually just found a new way to use it today, in fact. I'm so excited to try it out for myself. You open it up and you can smell it. I often cut my nose and smell it this way, and I take a really deep breath, or I wear it on my skin. I have it in my face serum that I use twice a day, every single day. But this new way I found, you tip the tiniest little bit on your finger, on the roof of your mouth, and it will help with anxiety. It helps with all kind of negative emotions that you may be feeling. It really is an amazing oil for all of those things. It's known as the king of oils and the oil of truth. Both of those, depending on which side of the world you're talking about. But it goes to show that this is one of the most renowned and most impressive oils, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many ancient human beings. I'm getting a little frazzled in my speaking, just getting a bit passionate about it. Again, I wear that one every single day, so you can imagine I have specific knowledge about how I use it, and then everything else sort of goes, oh yeah, I should mention this, but I don't always remember. And the last oil that I want to mention, because I have spoken about it a few times during this, is bergamot. It's also known as bergamot. It depends who you speak to. It is a citrus oil, and unlike most other citrus oils, it's actually calming and will soothe sleep and insomnia, whereas most citrus, you know, whether you have the wild orange or the grapefruit, the lemon, they're all uplifting to the mind and the body and the spirit. But this is a rare citrus oil that isn't, in the sense that it helps calm and ground and put you into that state of ease. This is known as the oil of self-acceptance. And again, I wear this every day with frankincense. It is divine. And most people that have come up to me asking me about oils, I recommend this one purely because, you know, I feel like so many people can truly benefit from it. So bergamot, the best way to use it, I have found, is either diffusing it if you're going to be staying in the same space for a while, but if you're going to be doing any kind of public speaking or being in a place where you feel so uncomfortable, or you know, you're in a spot where you have to wear something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable about, or you're just trying to improve your self-confidence, this is the oil you want. It's if you've ever smelled Earl Grey tea, it's a bit like that. And in fact, bergamot is the oil that they add to tea, black tea, to make it taste Earl Grey. And it's the citrus scent of what you would imagine that to be. But this is amazing for depression and anxiety, again, because of its benefits of improving self-confidence and trust in self, which is so incredibly important. You really can't go past those things. And so they're all the oils that I'm going to mention for today. As I say at the end of all my webinars, if you want to have specific information on any other oils that I haven't mentioned, feel free to just email me, PM me, anything. I'm always sort of looking to see if I've got comments and emails, so I will definitely see it. And I'd be more than happy to do a one-on-one Skype call, Google Plus webinar, anything at all, even just words through email if you prefer, anything, and I can do that for you. But I am going to talk about opening a wholesale account, because there's two ways to buy these essential oils that I've mentioned. And just to reiterate, there are therapeutic grade and non-therapeutic grade, and doTERRA 100% are therapeutic grade. They're the only brand that you'll find that is 100% therapeutic grade, and you really can't guarantee that with any other oil. So if you plan on buying one or two oils, retail, sure. if you actually see this as something that could improve your health, reduce your toxin load, or, you know, replace your perfumes, your cleaners, you know, improve your mental state, then opening a wholesale account really is the most beneficial thing that you could do. So there is a $135 fee for the year that you spend, and that is only if you don't order an enrollment kit. If you order an enrollment kit, most of the time you'll get a free diffuser with it, and the $35 fee is completely waived. But if you want to buy your own different specific oils, then, you know, you can do that as well with a $35 fee. So you will get 25% off every single oil and product that doTERRA sells, and that is Australia and US products, which are slightly different, because there's also supplements, as well as the toothpaste, there's hair care, there's skin care. There's a lot on offer. So, you know, the kind of things that you would be purchasing anyway, 100%. But then if you do decide to open a wholesale account, you have the option for an LRP account as well, which is the Loyalty Rewards Program. And part of the Loyalty Rewards Program is that you can get 10 to 30% off, depending on how long you've been with the program. You can get that back, the amount that you spend in points for future purchases. So, you know, you end up, you know, after a certain amount of time, you end up getting up to 55% off your total purchases, which is amazing. I mean, you start using these oils and you go, oh my goodness, I want all of them. There's not a single person that I've spoken to that has tried a doTERRA oil that goes, no, I wish I hadn't done this. You know, it is what it is. But then you can also qualify for a free product every single month if you order over 125 PV. If you want to know more about the PV system and the LRP system, feel free to message me, email me. I will get it. I will reply. Don't worry. But I can definitely help you out with that. And the most important thing to remember is that there is no lock-in contract. You can renew your account once a year for $25. But with that, you also get a free peppermint oil, which retails for $27. So really, you renew your wholesale account once a year and you get a free oil. That's all you pay for. So it's definitely worth a mention. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say tonight. Again, I just want to say, if you want to speak to me one-on-one, I'm so happy to do wellness consults individually with each person, because each person has such individual needs when it comes to health and wellness. And I can include essential oils as well as all my other knowledge when it comes to food and lifestyle, because it is a holistic lifestyle that you're aiming for total health. So yeah, thanks for coming tonight, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Oh, actually, no, I'm really sorry. There was one last thing I want to say. This month, if you do enroll or open a wholesale account, I'll be giving away a free wild orange 5 ml essential oil and a free lime essential oil, as well as 5 free samples that go along with that. So it's totally an awesome deal if you want to be doing that this month, because doTERRA have also got their own gifts that they're giving to people who enroll this month. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something this webinar, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.